We're back with more dating nightmares. I live for it because I'm not single and I don't have to do it. All aboard the hydration station. You already know what's in my cup. It is boring old water.
H2O.
And if you've ever had a bad dating experience, whether that's just with an app or an actual first date, please tell me the story. I already told you guys mine. It's old now at this point. Cheers.
Well, I really appreciate it. Should I cover my half or?
No, I got you.
You sure? Oh, thank you so much. It was delicious. But I'm going to probably head up because it's late and I have to get up early in the morning, so.
Well, can I walk you to your room?
No.
I don't know if they allow if you're not staying in the room. It'd just be easier if you. But I appreciate dinner and
I get it.
No, it's not like that.
I get it.
No, it
It's
seriously
all right.
isn't. No, I mean, I don't
Man pays for dinner.
I don't on the first date, and I feel like you've been kind of like, you've been acting like it this entire time. Like,
all right, you just want a free meal.
No. First off, I have no problem paying for my own bill to
okay.
avoid something like this.
Well, then go for it. Do it.
Ew.
Are you serious right now?
Yep, just do it. Pay for your own bill.
You're a f***ing asshole. Like, I have no problem.
Everything about that. First of all, when he's like, oh, can I walk you back to your hotel room? What I was thinking of was no, because you don't want him to know where your room is. I'm not even thinking about hooking up. I was thinking about no, because I don't want you to know that I'm staying alone in a hotel room. I just met you. You could be a serial killer. And by the rest of your reaction, you are a serial killer, you weirdo.
I wish I wasn't back with another bad date story, but here I am. And per usual, this is not a joke. This is very much a serious. I don't know, maybe to you it's not a serious. To me, it was a huge red flag. Maybe I'm the red flag, because I did look at this man in the eyes and say, no, I wouldn't make a TikTok about you. You seem nice and normal. Though we're on this date, we're chit-chatting, he's a little bit older than me. For reference, I'm 26. He was probably like late 30s. He asks me how old I am, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm 26. He goes, thank God you're not 30. And at first I thought he was joking. He goes on to say that women in their 30s become absolutely feral, and all they can focus on is having a baby, and they can't control it because it's in their DNA. And I was like, oh, well, you know, a lot of people just don't want to have kids, or maybe that's not a priority for them, or maybe they have other things going on outside of thinking about reproducing, you know? And he goes, no, I've never met a woman at 30 who wasn't obsessed with having children. Let me be clear, this is not the first time I've heard this on a date from a guy in his 30s. I actually said to him in that moment, which I'm very proud of, that I thought that was a huge generalization and also feels a bit sexist. Like, there's a lot more going on in the lives of a woman at the point of 30 than wanting to have kids, and also women don't expire at 30. Total sidebar, but if you were to line up me at 19 and me right now, I swear to God I look the exact same. And I guarantee I'm gonna look fine as hell at 30 as well. Night goes on and this man continues to make jokes about how cute it is that I'm younger and like how sweet it is that I'm younger. I was like, do you want a girlfriend or do you want a girl you can control and that's easier to do when they're younger? You know what I'm saying? Felt like a big red flag. Needless to say, he did not hear from me. Let me know if you want more, mama. I got them.
Clearly you haven't met me yet, okay? Because I turned 32 in a few months and children is quite literally the last thing on my mind. I do understand that women in their 30s, if they start wanting to have kids, they think about the time clock that they have on their body and they start thinking about those things. But a lot of women don't think about that.
So like how do you expect to have like a wife and kids, yet you don't want to like really provide, yet you don't want her to work?
Well, I just think that she should find her own way to make her money. Like, for example, the government steals everybody's taxes. Find a way to take your money back from the government. If you can't do that, then you deserve to live in the streets, honestly.
So you want a wife and kids, and you want to be the provider. You want her to be home and be a homemaker. Exactly. But you're not gonna give her spending money. Like if she needs to go get groceries.
I'm gonna just give her the basics. If she can live off the basics, she's fine. Otherwise, you're just asking for too much. The basics is Pampers, food, and clothes. That's about it, really.
Pamper, food, and clothes.
Yes.
Is she allowed to like meet up with her friends and have like coffee?
Absolutely not.
Psycho.
She's at home, focusing on our family, and that's about it. She has no reason to go anywhere else, honestly.
And you think that's okay? Like you?
Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way it is.
So basically, you want her to be a slave, just to be at home, cook, clean
Some
for
people
you.
might think of it like that.
That's modern day slavery, basically.
Some people think of it like that, but you know what? It is what it is.
Okay, so if you don't want to pay for those things, does that mean we're splitting the bill? Like we're gonna split the bill today?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a very good feeling that this man still does not have a wife and kids.
What a wild guess.
Pretty confident in that. Also, what are you doing to steal your money back from the government? Let us know. No one wants to give up tax money. It's actually sickening to see how much of our hard-earned money goes to the government. I can't even think about it. I get so angry when I think about taxes. As I'm sure everybody does.
So like I told you all before, I walk back in the bedroom and I smell this horrible smell. So I flick on the light and I'm like, what the frick could that be? And I pull back her covers and you bet your sweet ass, she shit in my bed. My brand new bed, she shit in. So at this point, I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I just stood there in disbelief for a few moments. Then finally I just decided I have to go to action, and this time I wasn't so gentle because I was a little pissed off. So I went over and I covered my whole main floor with construction bags, and I tip her off the bed the best I could without getting on the walls or on anything else. And then I drag her to the bathroom and put her in the bathtub and just left her there for a moment. And then the next good adventure was trying to get that mattress outside, because when I tell you when there's so much on it, there's nothing I can do with it inside my house. Mind boggling. Part 5, wait for part 6.
I want nothing to do with part 6. I don't even know what happened in 4, 3, 2, 1, and I don't think I want to. What is going on? I think she's intoxicated, and that's what he means by like, I dragged her and I put her in the tub. Like, I'm picturing this girl blackout. She shat herself. Oh my God. I was not expecting that today. Or any day. I'm never expecting anyone to say they went on a date and had someone shit in their bed, so.
I just went on a date and I got violently humbled by the guy asking, he was looking at me in my eyes. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna say I'm so pretty. He looked at me and he said, can I pop this? And wanted to pop a pimple on my forehead.
That's just bold, because I'm sure you're hoping that that person you're on a date with isn't even looking or seeing the pimples on your face. Because I remember when I had acne, I was hoping no one would notice. And if anyone acknowledged my acne, it was mortifying. I understand there are people out there that enjoy pimple popping. I am not one of those people. I cannot watch those videos. If they come up on my feed, I have never scrolled so freaking fast. Boom! Goodbye!
I went on a date with a guy. It was our first date. We had fajitas and margaritas. It was good. It was a vibe. He was funny. He was nice. And he was like, hey, do you want to go back to my house to watch a movie? And I was like, sure. We get to his house and he takes me to his room. I sit on his bed and then he immediately goes into the bathroom. You know, no big deal, whatever. You gotta go potty? You gotta go potty. But he didn't close the door. He pulled down his pants and he sat on the toilet. And I'm thinking maybe he sits when he pees. Like, that's fine. I don't judge. I don't care. Whatever. And he's sitting there for a minute. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, ugh, I'm pooping. Who does that? Who does that?
People are ruthless out here on first dates. People are ruthless. Guys, on a first date, listen, I don't care if you are dating, married, whatever, and you want to poop with the door open. That's up to you guys as a couple. But on a first date, why not just shut the door? Like, there's no reason why you wouldn't shut the door. You know what I mean? It's just as easy as having it open. Like, what's the difference? Just shut the door. There's a lot of poop in these stories. I should put a trigger warning for poop.
My worst date ever was in 2015. I drove an hour to pick her up. I waited outside for 15 minutes in the rain waiting for her to come out. Her younger brother wiped his pecker across the glass door while I waited, which was weird. When she finally came out, she played Angry Birds in the passenger seat of my car all the way to the restaurant and said nothing the entire way. When we got to the restaurant, she ordered the #2 family style, which as it turned out was a poo-poo platter for 8. When I confronted her about it, she very loudly accused me of fat shaming when I'm pretty sure we both know she was just going to bring it home and feed her siblings. When we got out of there, it took her 4 boxes of leftovers to leave, and she dumped one of them all over my car. Didn't even bother to clean it up. When we got back to her house, I was getting ready to leave, and she asked, "Are you going to kiss me goodnight?" To which I said no, kind of politely, and pissed, she sicked her very vicious German Shepherd on me, which bit me in the calf.
What?
On the way home, I got a flat tire, and I'm pretty sure it was from her because there were 3 roofing nails straight up in a row.
There's so much to unpack in that story. Oh my gosh. Like, do you think it was this elaborate plan of hers? Like, did she even like you? Did she actually want to kiss goodnight? Oh, I don't know. There's way too many questions in this. What's the point? I'm not even gonna get the answers.
So I guess Tinder horror stories are all the rave right now, and I think this one's going to be tough to beat. Okay, so I was talking to this girl for a couple days. We decided to get together, go out and get an appetizer. So I meet her, she looks like her photo's perfect. We sit down, and without me getting a word in, this girl starts going off telling me about how most of her family members are in mental institutions with schizophrenia. Then she tells me this morbid story about watching her best friend die because he was driving drunk.
Oh.
Then she tells me that if she was to ever get pregnant, that she would keep it if it's a boy, but she wouldn't keep it if it's a girl, because she doesn't want to raise a girl in this society. So at this point, I excuse myself to the washroom, and I'm standing there looking at myself in the mirror like, bro, like, you should just leave. Just walk out the door, it's fine. But I was like, nope, I invited her out. I'm going to see this through. I'll, like, pay the bill. So I go sit back down, and the food comes, and I've had like 2 or 3 bites, and she goes, "Do you know what eczema is?" And I'm like, yeah, that's like that rash that people get. She's like, yeah, so I have that on my feet. And I'm like, oh, like, sorry? Like,
no,
whatever, like, it's not a big deal, people get it. And she's like, want to see? I'm like, no, not really, like, I'm eating right now. And she pulls out her phone, and she starts showing me photos of the most disgusting, rotten feet I have ever seen. Oh, I'm still so traumatized. Anyway, I'm like, please stop. Like, I don't want to see this right now. And she just, like, keeps putting the phone in my face. And me like, no, look. And at this point, I'm like, this is a prank. Like, somebody has hired her. Maybe she knows one of my exes or something like that. Like, there's no way. But she just wouldn't stop. So anyway, I'd like, get the bill, pay it, and I'm like, it's time to go. So I'm waiting with her for her Uber to come at this point. And now she's, like, trying to come home with me. And I'm like, no, like, this did not go well. Like, it's time for you to leave.
That's what you get for going back and being nice and respectful and paying the bill. I couldn't do it, you guys. I couldn't. If that was roles reversed and some guy I don't know what I would do. I think I would start crying. I think I would have a full-on panic attack.
I'm going on another first date in like 3 minutes. It's a coffee date. There's nothing wrong with a coffee date. I just don't think I've ever been on one for a first date. Like, usually it's drinks or we just sit in a park and hang out, but this guy was like, oh, let's just meet here. He said meet for a chat. So, I don't know. I don't have low hopes about it, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. A coffee date? Whatever, at least it's easy to just get a vibe check, see how that is. Plus it's easy to escape if it's bad. Also, because it's a coffee date, I'm not gonna like go take a shot, and I was drinking last night, so no need for that.
I feel bad. That was not good. That was not a good date. It lasted like 30 minutes. We didn't even get coffee. I saw him and I was like, hey, should we get a drink? And he's like, no, I don't really drink coffee. Let's just go for a walk. Okay. And you know when you meet someone and it's like instantly not a vibe? Like instant. There was nothing. I didn't want to be rude though. So like we walked aimlessly around the block for like 30 minutes trying to make conversation. I've never said so many cool in my life. I'm pretty sure he embellished his height because I'm not that tall. He lied.
Why ask to go on a coffee date and not get coffee? Or even if you're like, let's go on a coffee date and you don't like coffee, you're like, but you could get a coffee. Because if I'm expecting to go on a coffee date, I want coffee. But maybe it's a good thing you didn't get coffee Because then you didn't have to like wait till you were done your coffee to leave, because that could have taken longer. 30 minutes, that's the quickest first date I've ever heard of in my life.
Worst date ever, a date from hell. Let's jump right in. He was on his phone as soon as we got to the Swan Lake. When I finally said something about it, he assured me that it was just his job. We ran out of gas on the way to the restaurant. He didn't like me taking pictures of myself and was like, let daddy be in the videos. Can't make this up. When it was time to pay, he asked, do you have your credit card on you?
The phone thing honestly was enough. That is so rude. I hate when I see that. I hate when I see that at restaurants when people are on a date, even friends just hanging out and they're on their phones. Like I have a rule where my phone is in my purse if I'm out for dinner. I don't care who it is. Friend, family, Matt, like our phones are away. Went on a first date last night. Hey, it was fun hanging out yesterday. Hit me up if you're ever free to chill. You tried to fight my friend's boyfriend. And at one point, I was crying. Oh my God, are you serious? That's not like me at all. I was having fun too, so I have no idea. Dang, that's messed up. I just left Colin. Excuse me, you're in the way. Excuse me, ma'am. Respectfully. Dang, that's messed up. I just left Colin voicemail apologizing about everything. What are you up to? Ugh. Did someone get a little too drunk on this date? Because it sounds like someone got a little too drunk on this date, started trying to fight people. That's a red flag. Saturday can't come fast enough, and I'm done around 7 to 8. Okay. Does that work? Okay. I'm excited, so they seem into it. And then she wrote, so meeting at 8. And he says, yes. Sorry, I just showered at 8. I had pizza. I'm excited. Okay, so they said that they were excited, and then that was it. Well, girl, it's okay. If they stood you up, they're not even worth it. You don't want to be with someone like that anyway. I already told you guys the story, but when I got stood up, my first time using a dating app and my last, I had it for about 48 hours. Never again after that. And would never. God forbid I am single ever again. We're knocking on wood for that one. I'm not using a dating app. I don't care. I do not care. If I don't meet anyone, it's just me and my dog from here on out. When you tell your Tinder date she looks different to her photos. Oh, you're in trouble. Where are your shoes? I'm sorry. That is not the point of the video, and she was angry. Great. No, forget the story.
Where are your shoes, sir?
There's too many feet in this video. There's too many foot things, feet things. I'm just like concerned. Would that not hurt your feet? I don't want to think about feet anymore though. I really don't. So I am leaving. There's way too many foot things in this video. It's disgusting. I'm out of here, okay? Stay classy out there. Stay sassy and don't put your feet near people. Goodbye.